Antonio Pierce has been somewhat of a godsend for the Las Vegas Raiders, especially after a 3-5 start. Josh McDaniels and everybody was out of there. Please, for the love of God, it's been a really good transition. But he's also not even just been the guy that was supposed to finish this season. I think he's making a solid case as to the fact that he needs to be promoted to the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think he's done a lot of good things. And there's a couple of different things that we're going to go over that will kind of shed a light on why he should be the next head coach and be promoted instead of the interim head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. So the good. So we have to start by talking about the fact that this is a completely different team since he came in. So he's 4-3, or the team is 4-3 under his direction. Excuse me. We're talking about a team that really didn't have an identity. Like both sides of the football were kind of up in question. The defense was still its normal, what it is self, and then the offense. I mean, with Aiden O'Connell, like that was the first true thing that made me know that this might be a for real thing going on for the Raiders. Is that they started Aiden O'Connell right away, which I think was the best team or the team's best chance to win moving forward. But also, I mean, the defense has really come alive under him. So right now they are currently ranked 8th in points allowed in the NFL, plus they are top 15 in yards. This defense has really come alive under him, and it's really largely with the same players that Patrick Graham and the rest of this team had before Antonio Pierce was promoted, or at least was the announced as the interim head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. So you got a team that has completely different energy. You saw it with guys like Max Crosby, with Devontae Adams, with Hunter Renfrow. They all have different energy with him as the head coach, and you can just see them being themselves, which is, for a player, is so huge because they can go to work, they can still have their fun and be the kind of player that they want to be, and you can just see that it's doing wonders for the locker room already, like we touched on. So it's a completely different team. The defense has come alive. They're 4-3 in the last 7 games under his direction, and really they've been in all the games. They've went up against some really good teams. They only lost a couple of touchdowns to the Chiefs. They were right there with the Dolphins until the very end. Turnovers, which we'll get into, really plagued them. They're right up there against the Vikings as well. So really the 3 losses you're looking at, like they were in all of those games, and quite honestly should have won at least 2 of them. So you've got them in the playoff race now, which again, there's going to have to be a lot of things that have to go right for you. But I mean, starting out 3-5, and now you're here, and now we're here. I think, what's that song? We started from the bottom, now we're here. Anyway, point is, they're in a much better spot. They're actually in playoff contention, which I did not think I would say, especially as we started out 3-5. Former player, and he's very respected. You just see the fact this guy is a former player, not only just a Super Bowl winner with the New York Giants back in the day, but a Pro Bowl linebacker. You can see it in the rest of the way that the defense has really come along, whether it be the linebackers, the defensive line, the secondary. This defense is playing a lot better, and it's because he is a defensive mastermind, and he's very well respected around the league. And also player development. I mean, Malcolm Kuntz has had 5 sacks over the last couple of games. You've had Tyree Wilson, who has 2.5 sacks on the season, and you've seen a lot of players come alive. Not even just those 2. I mean, even guys like Divine Diablo, who is statistically he's having his best year according to PFF. You also look at Robert Spillane, who's kind of a journeyman linebacker. Now he's playing some really good ball right now. Over 100 tackles, career highs in tackles, sacks, and tackles for loss. Also playing pretty well in coverage. So really, just top to bottom, you love to see what he's doing with the players that he has. And the players that just clearly want to play for him. Now the bad. So we've stated he's a defensive guy. We understand that he's a defensive guy. We really don't put him at fault for what's going on with the offense. But if you're the head coach, you're responsible for the entire thing. The entire thing. Not just the defense, not just the special teams, not just the offense, the entire thing. So the offense has been atrocious. But couple things to consider with that. I mean, he's had it as our dog rings the bell to go outside. Mocha, we love you. So you've got the offense that has been horrible, but it's also because you got a rookie quarterback. Your running game has not been established this entire season, and yeah, you had to fire your head coach, who was an offensive-minded head coach, and you're bringing in a guy that mainly works with defensive guys. And hey, he's won a couple of games with them, so I think he's doing some really good things with the offense. So yes, even though it is bad, he has turned and did the best that he could. This team needs to do a better job of finishing games. Now, I know they did it against the Chiefs, but you saw it against the Vikings, you saw it against the Dolphins, you even saw it a couple weeks ago against the Chiefs in the first game of the season, in which the 2 teams squared off. So I would like to see them finish a little bit better, and then turnovers. So, and again, this really does come back to the offensive side of the football, and you can see him coaching up Aiden O'Connell about making better decisions and doing what is the best move for the team rather than just trying to be flashy. And quite honestly, I think that has already paid off wonders for the Raiders. I think it just does come down to making smarter decisions with Aiden O'Connell, who has really rebounded, in my opinion, over the last couple of weeks. He's put this team in a better position to win as far as running the football, playing solid defense, and then just making a couple of timely throws. And it was pointed out to me in the comment section that it's also important to keep in mind that there were a couple of drops, there were a couple of defensive pass interference calls early on in the game that really don't get reflected in the stat column, but they do play a big role. So Aiden O'Connell, to me, even has been a really big bright spot. So to kind of recap, I think he's deserved a shot to at least be promoted to be the head coach, because this defense is playing lights out right now. You're establishing a running game, which you weren't able to do under Josh McDaniels, and he's kind of shown that he could build around Aiden O'Connell to a degree. So, and he's 4-3 over the last 7 games. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is winning, and he's done that in the NFL so far. But hey, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. All that wonderful stuff down in the comment section below. But let us know what you guys think about Antonio Pierce, if he is indeed making a case to be promoted as the next head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders.